What's up, beautiful? Welcome to Hypeman Chronicles. We are doing our first episode of Hypeman Chronicles. I'm your host, Miss Fadzo. Today, I figured I would do a lessons that I've learned this week. If you don't already know, we are doing a challenge where I challenge myself to step out of my comfort zone and post on a daily basis, just so that I have personal goals that are in alignment with that, but just so that I can get myself to think outside of my comfort zone and try new things. So, these are the three lessons that I have learned in the first week of doing this challenge consistently. Today is day 7. So next week, we're going to try something different. So if you wait till the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what the next week's challenge is going to look like. And that's going to be awesome. And you don't want to miss that. So the first lesson that I learned this week was sometimes you are going to have to be your own advocate. You're going to have to learn the art of self-advocacy. I'm realizing sometimes I think I've been waiting for another person to come and advocate for me, another person to come and be a solution for me, another person to come and resolve the problem for me. But sometimes I just need to realize that I am the solution to that problem. I am the person who's responsible for fixing it and making sure that there is a solution for that problem. And this week has made me realize that. So I have been in my head about starting a specific project because in my brain I was waiting for like confirmation, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And actually this week I just started and I've gotten a lot of inquiries on it, and it's something that has been in the works for the last 3 years, but because I've overthought it so much and I've waited for people to tell me that it was okay and waited for people to be like, you should do this, it took me this long to actually start it. So that's the first thing that I learned. You're going to have to want it more than anybody else wants it for you. You're going to have to see the dream before everybody else sees it. And you're going to have to believe it more than anybody else. Because sometimes people aren't going to see it the way that you see it, and they aren't going to believe it the way that you believe it. But because you are the visionary and you know what the goal is and you know what the end target is and you understand the vision, you have to be able to stand firm 10 toes down in your confidence and be like, I know I can do this, and advocate for yourself even internally within yourself. I think sometimes we break ourselves down with our own words and we're not our own cheerleader. But sometimes this week I learned I'm going to have to be my own cheerleader, because there are days where I really didn't want to do it, but I had to do it because I knew that this is part of the journey that I have to take in order for me to grow. So that was lesson number 1. Now, lesson number 2, honey, you got to start and fail, but you got to start. I have thought that I had the capacity to post at least 2 videos a week for the last 5 years that I've been on YouTube. And I've had the capacity, I've had the content, but I've never actually done it. And when I look at my YouTube history and my YouTube track record, it's so inconsistent that even if I was a person looking at my YouTube channel, I wouldn't be subscribing to that person because I was so inconsistent. And it took me just starting and telling myself I am posting every day for the next 7 days for me to actually get into a space where mentally I am in a space where I'm ready to create content. Mentally, I'm in a space where I understand how to get back to creating content, how to come up with ideas, how to do research, and find things that actually add value, not just to other people. Yes, this YouTube channel is for other people, but this specific channel, Hypeman Chronicles, is for me as well, to encourage myself, because I think sometimes we need to be our teachers too. We need to be the people who are out here teaching ourselves how things are done. Because again, sometimes we're waiting for other people to come and give us solutions, but they're not coming. So you're going to have to learn to be the solution to your own problem. So that's number 2, honey. Start and fail, but start. Please, 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 please start. Now, for number 3, I am going to give you this. I'm looking behind the camera because I have my notes there. It is hard and it'll be hard, but you can do it. Y'all, this week has been particularly taxing for me. I've had a very, very hard week, if I'm honest with you. And there have been days, like I'm saying, I really haven't even wanted to leave my bed and go outside. but I've had to do it because I understand that it's not about how I feel right now. It's about who I am in the future. And now, as a person who's overcome even 7 days from then, now as a person who's post 7 days of posting, I can look at it and be like, there were days where you didn't want to do it, but you did it and you're better off for doing it. And so I think what I'm learning in this little week, this week that I've learned, is that it's really going to be hard. It wasn't easy at all. I don't want to make it seem like it was easy. I remember there's a day I walked out of my house and I was sobbing, and literally I just wore my sunglasses and I left my house and I went and I took photos. By the end of the walk I was fine. I mean, I was still crying a little bit, but mentally I was clearer. But I did it and I was so much happier, and I look at it now today and I'm like, I'm so proud of myself for trusting myself and challenging myself to go out when I didn't want to and I didn't feel like I could, because I could. And now I can look back and be like, hey girl, on the days where you feel like you can't, if you try just a little bit, you can. You can. And so that's what I've learned this week. I hope you feel encouraged. I hope you have a fabulous day. What have you learned this week? Next week, we are basically going to start the week with a question a day. That is like a journaling prompt. I figured instead of just posting something randomly every single day, we should actually do challenges every week. So next week's challenge is going to be a journaling prompt. And I've got one journaling prompt every single day, starting with the first journaling prompt, which will be day 7 of Bonnets and Pillow Talk with Miss Fazzo. I hope you have a fabulous day. Remember, you can do hard things. You are strong, you are intelligent, you are worthy of love, and I love you. Have a fabulous day. I'll see you next time. It's me, your host. Bye.